Hi, lovies. How are you? Happy Tuesday. Today we're going to do a quick Facebook Live centered around mindset. I know for a lot of folks there were some questions around how do you really do a great mindset routine? What is mindset in the first place? All of that jazz. So this week is going to be all around mindset in the Facebook Lives. And today's Facebook Live is really to focus in on why mindset is important even in the first place. So one of the things that I just wanted to share with you about mindset is that there were, for me, a lot of misconceived notions around mindset work. And I always thought mindset was, oh, I have to meditate and I have to be silent and in quiet and, I'm supposed to have a clear head and then things are supposed to just come to me in my mindset routine. And over the years, and as I started working for myself, I really discovered that all mindset is, for me, at least how I look at mindset, is to really just take me from whatever state I am in right now to a state that's just a little bit higher, just a little bit better, that just has me a little bit more focused or ready to take on the day and take on whatever it is that I'm going to tackle on each day. So to give you a sense of why I think mindset is so important, why it's so important is really just for that reason. So imagine you wake up and you are working for yourself and you're like, all right, I'm about to start my day. And you know the expression, you woke up on the wrong side of the bed. So let's say you woke up and you're just like, hey, lovies. You're just not feeling it. You're not that excited. Hey, love. And you're just like, oh my goodness, how am I going to start the day? And so maybe you eat breakfast and then you just start typing away at your computer. You start getting some work done. And what you found is that you're just dragging your heels. Maybe you're not super excited about what you're doing. Maybe you're just frustrated. Whatever happens if you wake up on the wrong side of the bed. And for me, one of the reasons why mindset is so important is because you're able to go, okay, before I do anything, at least for me, I like to do it in the morning, at least my normal mindset routine. It's before I look at my computer, before I get frustrated by emails, before I do kind of anything, I'm really able to sit there and go, okay, how can I take myself from wherever you were, maybe when you got out of bed, which could have been the wrong side of the bed, the expression that morning, to just being a little bit happier. Maybe you're going from you're angry to now you're just a little bit frustrated. And that's at least better off than where you were before. Every time I do my mindset routine, it doesn't always leave me in this state of bliss and excitement and I'm ready to start the day. But for me, why mindset is so important, one of those first reasons is really just to make you just that much more joyful than you were when you woke up. Just that much more ready to take on the day. Just little shifts here and there. So the other thing, the second reason I would say is why mindset is so important is so that you can really start your day with more of a clear mind. So one of the things that my mindset routine does for me is it really allows me to kind of just have time to clear out whatever the heck is going on in my head. So it's my time where to give you a sense, I'll tell you what my mindset routine used to be when I lived in Boston, because it was almost very, very specific. But I would wake up, I would throw on my clothes, and I would walk out the door, and I lived along the Charles River, and I would go for a run. And that just helped the clearing of the head begin. Then I'd sit in front of the river, I'd listen to a guided meditation, and then I would go through affirmations and visualize. And so for me, my mindset routine really helped me to have that me time to clear my head. So in addition to number one, why it's so important is that you're just able to be that much more joyful, just a little bit higher, happier, more excited in your day. It also allows you that space to really clear your head and to not think about all the things that are going on just for a moment. Even if things are kind of coming at you, you're not at a computer going, oh my goodness, I have a million things to do. And next thing you know, you have 5,000 tabs open. You're able to really just relax and clear your mind a bit. The third reason why I say mindset is so important is really because it helps you get really intentional on what it is that you want. When you're visualizing, you're really getting intentional on this is what I would like to happen in my life, in my world, in the next 90 days, in the next year. Like, you're focused on what it is that you really want to have happen. And that helps you start the day off positively and focused. It also allows you, depending on what you believe in, whether it's the universe or God or just like coincidence, it allows you to focus that energy on the same thing that you want to have happen. So it's not just you getting intentional on what you want, it's you working with the universe on getting intentional on what you want, and so that everybody's really on the same page. So I would love to hear from you guys, like while you're here, like pop in any of the sort of, hey, this is why mindset is so important to me, this is what it does for me. You can definitely post that in there. But I'm going to start answering some of the questions you posted in the Facebook group. And then just really quickly again, before I do that, the 3 reasons why I think mindset is so important is 1, it really just brings you just a little bit happier, a little higher, a little bit more on the right side of the foot when you wake up and when you get out of bed and you're starting your day. It really allows you to clear your mind. And it helps you get really intentional and focused so that you're intentional on what it is that you would like to happen in your life or in the, again, like the next 90 days, the next year and so forth. You're getting intentional, and you're also getting alignment with the universe or God or whatever it is that you believe in. So those are my 3 mindset reasons. There were some awesome questions in here from the Facebook group, and I'm just going to read those really quickly and answer those. But from Danielle, she wanted to know, how do you quickly shift from a lack of abundance when you are in a funk? And so this is, tomorrow, we're going to talk a little bit more about my mindset routines and how you can come up with yours. But one of the things that I say is that when you are in a funk, when you're just like, I am not feeling abundant, I'm not feeling happy, I'm not feeling joyous, this is where like you have to know yourself best and figure out what it is that works for you to kind of knock yourself out of it. So for me, I noticed that, doing my mindset routine in the morning only got me but so far throughout the day. And so usually there were like by noon, by lunchtime, I was kind of like, I'm not feeling the greatest anymore. And so what I started doing for me is I started setting alarms on my phone, playing some of my favorite music that made me kind of want to dance and get excited. And I would set alarms throughout my day when I knew that my mindset typically dipped. So if if you're the person that at 3:00 you're hungry, maybe it's like, you may know that at noon and at 5 and, at 9 a.m., you're the person where your mindset sort of dips. So I set alarms to kind of jab me out of it. That's something that I do all the time. When I just happen to be in that moment, similar things apply. I either play a song that I really love, I whip out my affirmations and I start reading them. Sometimes I have to like dance, like physically move or go for a walk just to kind of knock myself out of whatever it is I'm stressed out about or angry about or frustrated about or have that limiting belief about. Sometimes for me, physical activity or like singing and dancing helps me at least like raise my vibration or raise where I'm at to be a little bit higher, so I'm happier at the moment. And then I start reading my affirmations and my beliefs and things there. So that's what works for me. I find that any sort of combination between getting out of the immediate physical space that you're in, like going for a walk, changing the room where you're at really quickly, playing a song that you love, dancing, hopping in the car, any of those things combined with starting to read your affirmations or your empowering beliefs, I find really helps in those moments when you're like, I need a quick shift and start feeling abundant. So that would be my answer there. I was going to say sometimes I just want to go shopping, but I don't know, depending on who you are, that may not help the problem of feeling abundant. So that's what I do there. For Nicole, who said, your biggest question is, how do you stick with mindset when there are outside factors actively fighting against you and telling you the opposite? So I totally get it. I see kind of like 2 questions there. So I'm going to answer both. In terms of like, how do you stay consistent and stick with your mindset? What I do is I make it a non-negotiable. There are some things where it's just like, I wake up and this is what I do. And your mindset routine doesn't need to be like super complicated. It's not like necessarily the same as going to the gym. It could be, I'm just going to, the 2 pieces, and we'll talk more about this tomorrow, but like the 2 pieces of mindset that I think are probably consistently. The most important are your affirmations, or like your empowering beliefs, and your visualization. So for folks that are like, hey, Nikki, what the hell are those two things that you said? The empowering beliefs or the affirmations are really just statements that you say to yourself that I look at it almost as like, if I were already the coach that was making, like $1 billion and like wherever it is that like I want to be in my business. So for some of you, it's like, if I were the coach that was making, 6 figures, or already making that, 10K a month, what would be the things that I would believe? I would maybe believe that signing clients is easy, that money is energy, and that it just kind of flows through me and to me, that my ideal clients are out there and they're looking for me and they're dying to work with me. Different things that like would be belief systems of the person that you're looking to be. It could also be your typical I am statements, like I am successful, I am a badass, I am powerful, I am fierce, like any of those sorts of statements. And you can really figure out what works best for you. And I'll talk you through how I come up with my beliefs and my affirmations. But those are some of the statements that you can do every day. And in terms of consistently, it's about finding your schedule, like understanding your schedule and figuring out when you're alone and when you can do it. It could be maybe when you wake up, you lock yourself in the bathroom for 15 minutes and you're like, nobody bother me. I am playing this song and I am doing my affirmations. Like, it doesn't need to be crazy complicated. It just needs to be like time where you are like, hey, this is it for me. It could be, if you drive to work every day and you're alone in the car, you could record yourself saying your affirmations and play it while you're in the car, and you can listen to that. The other piece is visualization. And what I really do there is I look at, okay, I picture what it would be like for my end result. So for those of you where it's like, oh, I want my first client, start visualizing like, okay, what would you do when you had your first client? Who would you call? Like, would you email somebody? Maybe you'd post it in this Facebook group. What would be the things that you're doing? And start visualizing like, oh yes, like, guys, I just got my first client. Woo! Like, picture you typing that into the group. Picture you like swiping your card because you're treating yourself to a mani-pedi or a massage, different things like that. So really just visualizing what it would, and feeling what it would be like when you've already accomplished what it is that you're out to accomplish. In terms of like the outside factors that are, fighting against you, you can definitely direct message me if you'd like to elaborate more, if you're comfortable in the group, say more about what you mean there. If you're speaking about, people that are, hey, you can't do this, or you're crazy, or anything like that, or in other circles, people call them like haters, there are always going to be people or things that are going to say like, you're nuts, like you're starting, whether it's because you're starting your own business, whether it's because nobody understands what coaching is, whether it's because, or like whatever your business is. How I really deal with that is it all comes from how you interpret what people are saying. And you can have what they're saying mean whatever it is that you want to hear it as. Said another way, somebody could say, are you crazy? You're starting this own business and you're quitting your job, or something along those lines. And what you can choose to hear is, I really get that this person cares so much about me that they want to make sure that I'm well taken care of and well provided for. And I am just going to hear whatever they say coming from love. And then I'm going to say, thank you so much for your concern and your caring. I really get that you care about me. And then you can just choose to not let it affect you. I know that may not be like the best of answers. I really kind of need to know a little bit more about what you're dealing with. But typically what I found for me is whenever I get some of those like, oh, this isn't, like, are you crazy? That's kind of how I choose to deal with it. Now, if your outside factors are, hey, I'm doing my mindset beliefs and I am visualizing and I am like, oh yeah, I'm going to get my next client, and then it's not happening, what I would say is stopping your mindset doesn't actually solve the problem. I know sometimes people are like, oh, I've been visualizing this forever and like it's not happening. There are, I will say, some things that I would do to adjust both my mindset practice and what actions I'm taking to actually realize what it is that I'm hoping to manifest or hoping to bring to existence. So the first thing I would say is to get really real and truthful with yourself and see if the thing that you are visualizing or asking for in your mindset is really something you want in the first place. I know for me, like, I would be like, oh, I want this thing to happen. And then if somebody asked me, like, why do I want it? I'm like, kind of just to say I have it. I don't actually want to do the work to make it happen. I don't actually really want it at all. It would look cool, like that sort of thing. So if it's the people who care and want to help but don't think that you're doing what they think is right, so quitting my job and starting a business was considered a bad idea by them, and they let me know. Got it. Totally get it. And you're talking to somebody that literally quit their job twice without a plan, both times, and then ultimately started this business. So I totally get it. I'm going to finish my other statement, but then I'll get back to you, Nicole. But there are, like, when you're trying to manifest something and it's just not happening, it's one, getting really clear on if it's what you really want, because a lot of times we get what we focus our attention on, meaning like what we're thinking about and what we're actually actively making happen, what actions we're taking. So I would think through that as well. The other piece of it is, what actions are you actually taking in line with what you're trying to manifest? So those are kind of my two thoughts there, if you're manifesting and it's not actually happening. In terms of the people that are like, hey, I don't think this is what you should be doing. One of the things that I discovered for myself is that I will only, at least at this time and space, be on this earth one time. Maybe, if you believe in reincarnation, you'll come back as something else. But me, whatever it is, like, I believe that I will only be Nikki Nash here today, right now, in 2017 on April 4th, right now in this life, at least that I'll remember, because I don't remember it happening any other time. And I get to choose how I live it. And I totally am with, like, I have, even like husbands of friends who like love me dearly, and they're like, what are you doing? Like, are you actually making money doing this? This is just like the craziest thing I've ever heard. Like, it comes a lot of times from their own shit, is like my nice way of saying it, whether it's like, they could never do it and maybe they want to, or they just don't understand it, so therefore there's something weird or wrong about it. It typically has nothing to do with like, ooh, you should do what they say because you're not doing it right or you're not smart or any of that. It typically comes with their own fears or thoughts or how they think the world should work. And you live this life, again, as I said, as far as I know, one time. And so you get to choose what you do with it. If you want to quit your job and start a coaching business, then you get to quit your job and start a coaching business. And then you work your ass off to make the money that you would like to have in whatever your business is. So I totally get it, but I also find that surrounding yourself with like a group of people that do get it is incredibly beneficial. Like, for most of us entrepreneurs, especially like us women that are doing it online, there are not like a lot of friends directly that we have that are probably doing the same thing. None of my friends from like childhood or college or high school, for the most part, are off like doing the same thing. So what I find really, really helpful is joining groups like this, connecting with the women in the group, meeting people online, meeting people through group programs, like meeting other women that are doing things similar to you and using them as your support system. And also getting really fiercely protective in terms of what it is that you share with people. Because if you're concerned about like getting those naysayers being like, hey, I'm concerned that this is a bad idea. I mean, that's their opinion, that's their thoughts, they're entitled to it. But if you don't want to hear it, then you can set up some friendly boundaries saying like, hey, I 100% get your concern. I understand it. Like, I understand that what I'm doing may not make sense to you. And I just want you to really get that this is what I would love to do. This is what I'm most passionate about. And I would really appreciate it if you didn't share your concerns with me so often, because like it's really messing with my mindset, and I need my mindset to be on point for me to be the most successful in this business. And you can give them that much info, or you can just say, hey, like, talking about my business with you, love you so much, it's kind of off limits right now because I'm building it, and I value your opinion so much. I don't want it to get in the way of what I'm really trying to accomplish here, which is to have a amazing, successful business. And I know that you have concerns about me doing this. So, oh, you too, love. So hopefully that's helpful. You can also talk to me anytime. Like, I've so been there. I've heard a lot of crazy things from people, and then now they're like, oh, wow, like, look at you. And I'm like, yes, because I knew that I can do it, and that's kind of all that I needed. But that and having seen other people doing it and having a support system. Of course, love. You so have this. So definitely hit me up, guys, if you have more questions. We'll be doing mindset. I'll do a mindset live stream tomorrow and another one on, I think on my calendar I have it as Thursday, but I'll let you know in a second. So I'll be doing more of these. But what I found with people with mindset is oftentimes they get caught up in worrying, like, are they doing it right? Maybe they get frustrated with, Lovey, that's coming. It's not going to be this month though, but I am going to do a mindset challenge, promise. But a lot of times people worry about, like, oh, am I doing my mindset right? They may get frustrated because it's like, oh, I'm not relaxing in this mindset. Shouldn't it be relaxing? You may just not be sure what the best mindset practice is for you. Like, these are things that I typically see from folks that are like, oh, I'm trying to do this mindset. And I've totally been there. I used to try to get my mindset perfect. And I'm like, what if I fuck up what I'm trying to tell the universe? Which is, if you're there, you'll totally get it. But I was just like, whoa, Nikki, I think you're taking your mindset practice a little too seriously. But if you would like support in any way in terms of creating your mindset, really just getting clear on what mindset is, the importance of it to you, whatever that may be. I'm offering free, like, really quick mindset calls. They're about 25 minutes. Even if you've already been on the phone with me for some other reason, you can definitely sign up for a mindset call. I'm going to put the link down here really quickly. There we go. But if you are looking for it, or if you're watching and you're like, hey, what is it? It's just calendly.com/Nikki Nash /mindset. So that's what I'm opening up for you guys. But yeah, again, if you are like, hey, I'm frustrated with whether or not I'm doing it right. Hey, I'm like really concerned with like not being able to relax, or you're just like, what the heck should my mindset practice be? Any of those things. I just posted the link in here. But you can absolutely sign up to just hop on a video conference with me for like 25 minutes. I'll walk you through it. Also, definitely like continue to watch the mindset videos. For me, I would say that growing and building a business isn't innately complicated. It's not hard. Mindset and getting out of your own way, and again, like protecting yourself from the naysayers, and really just like getting clear on what you want to have happen has been huge for me in terms of growing my business. And I would honestly say that mindset is probably like 90% of the battle when it comes to growing your business, like mindset / personal development. So definitely check out the list of books that I posted in the group in terms of things to read. If you're just like, hey, where do I start? The 2 books that I would recommend from a mindset perspective would be Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks. Again, it's Ask and It Is Given. And then the other book that I really like is Leveraging the Universe by Mike Dooley. I would say those 2 are great. If you would like a third, then I would get either Think and Grow Rich or The Science of Getting Rich. I think those are some good mindset books to start with. So that's what I have for you guys today. Definitely hit me up if there are any other questions. If you'd love to just like hop and do a video chat with me, definitely sign up for one. I'm only opening up a limited amount, so grab one while you can. And I'm mainly focusing on the mindset calls this week, since we're doing a lot of mindset chats. And then definitely stay tuned for when I do my mindset challenge. And that probably honestly won't be for about a month, but I'm really excited about it because I love mindset. But love you guys so much. Hit me up again in the group if you have any questions. If you're watching the replay, definitely write any questions you have either on this post, or you can start your own post around mindset questions. And again, I'll be answering them while I'm doing Facebook Lives all week. Love you lots. Bye, guys.